Man, it is nice to get away. Every once in a while you got to get away. So welcome to the channel. We're going to talk about something that a lot of people probably don't pay attention to that they should. And we're going to talk about the biggest holder of every cryptocurrency. And I'm going to tell you why you need to know some things about it and give you a couple other pieces of information, especially if you're going to be holding cryptocurrency or trading it. You're going to want to know this because it affects your pockets, right? It's always the same people that own the most crypto. And you know who that is? That is the founder or the team. And I'm going to give you a perfect example, a recent example of where that can have an effect. So you got to think about it. The founder, certainly with like, for example, Bitcoin, right? We talk about the Satoshi wallet, or the way that these cryptocurrencies are formed by teams nowadays. It's generally a team. It's not one wallet, right? It's not one person holding a specific wallet. But why this is a big deal is because you got to look deeper and look at something called a distribution schedule, right? Now, many of these tokens, they're not given out to team members just right off the bat. They're given out over time, and they'll come from the wallet that is being held and locked down until they should be distributed. So what happens is, this is a perfect example. VeChain, right? Just saw some big VeChain news. Now, traditionally, that VeChain news of the partnership with the UFC, by the way, I have a video on that. Check that out. I'll have it at the end of this video, and I'll have a link in the description to it. Normally, news like that would move the market like crazy. Well, it did not happen. But let me explain to you what happens a lot of times with cases like this. When we're in a down market, you got to understand the biggest holder of VeChain is going to be VeChain, and that's the same with every other cryptocurrency. So big news like that could have made it pump like crazy in a bull market. But we're in a bear market right now, and you know, we got about a 5% pump. So what does that tell you? For it to only get a 5% pump, that means, right, you got to realize these teams spend the money on various things, right? So they sell their own cryptocurrencies. And this is not a knock on VeChain, but VeChain was likely selling some of the VeChain off of that bullish news. By the way, they get to choose when to release that news as well. So perfect timing in a bear market to be able to get people bullish on it for short term, and then you sell. So what I'm telling you is, it's not that it's mischievous or it's a bad thing necessarily. Now, sometimes it can be, but you got to remember, you're not the only one trying to make money off of these cryptocurrencies. The team is as well, because they have money to spend to help the growth of the network. So VeChain was just the example, but this happens with pretty much all cryptocurrencies. So what I'm telling you is, you need to learn the distribution schedule. And I can do a more in-depth video on that. That is when advisors and team members will receive their tokens over a certain time frame. Whenever that happens, many of them sell, right? They've been working on the project sometimes for years or months, and they need to get paid because we're still in the real world, and you got to spend money, right? The almighty dollar. So you got to watch out for those things. But as far as the team in general, the foundation wanting to make money, they sell it. And when they sell, that is what likely kept VeChain from going up more than it did. So these are things you got to watch out for, because you would think with news like VeChain just got that it would pump like crazy, but no. And when an organization or foundation, crypto, however you want to put it, is selling, well, it affects your bags. If they're selling, it's downward pressure on you, the holder, and they have more of the crypto than anyone does. So you got to pay attention to things like that. So I want to point that out. So just realize the biggest holder of every single cryptocurrency out there is always the team. Also, later on, or in another video, I can explain how you can keep up with these wallets to see what they're doing. You know, there's block explorers. You can go and check out, see where the money's flowing. You may not always know specifically who it is, but by the size of the wallets, we have ways of tracking and seeing where things are actually flowing. So just wanted to point that out. People don't really get in the weeds enough to understand that. and they think that a crypto is just going to go up and up forever. And you really got to get down in the weeds and understand what these teams are doing, why they're doing it. So that's what I want to do, just a quick video to make sure to explain that. And VeChain was just the example. It applies for pretty much every cryptocurrency out there. Thank you for checking out the content. Leave me a comment. Is this something that you knew or that you thought of? Do you keep up with these wallets or even the wallets of whales? We have ways to track that as well. There's even Twitter accounts that track whale wallets, and when the money's flowing, it affects all of the holders. As well, check out links in the description, a link to the Patreon, link to Ledger Wallets. Also, check out my link to Unstoppable Domains. You can flip domains and make a lot of money in any market, or you can simply just go and get your own personal domain before someone else gets it. Thank you. I'll be coming back to you soon. Just out here relaxing. Take care.